A release date was announced for the action RPG Gatewalkers, launching on January 13th, 2023. The isometric game pits players against monsters, and there's a lot of loot to hoard. The title creates near limitless gameplay with its literally hundreds of craftable items, procedurally generated dungeons, and skill-based combat. In a nutshell, Gatewalkers is a cooperative dungeon crawler RPG with a mix of survival elements. Players are magical folk selected to be able to traverse through different worlds with the use of mystical gates. These portals to the unknown send heroes and adventurers through dozens of different biomes, each with its own set of enemies, foes, and other environmental hazards. Each world is procedurally generated upon entering, making sure that things stay fresh and unexpected. Gatewalkers features real-time combat, which also has active abilities, such as skill shots that have to be manually aimed. These abilities must be carefully targeted, and enemy movements must be taken into account, lest the skill is wasted by completely missing the mark. Gatewalkers will be released on January 12, 2023 for PC. The new trailer for Dark Envoy shows off the game's combat, which gives a choice between real-time and making tactical choices. Developer Event Horizon describes their take on the CRPG genre as a more modern approach to tactical combat. In this trailer we get to see more of the world, which is set in guns and sorcery. Previewed are some of the battle tactics and skills, as well as an introduction to the dark force they will face. There are also choices to be made, giving options of going down the route of diplomacy or choosing to fight your way through. In case you missed it, Dark Envoy is being developed by the same studio behind Tower of Time. The tactical RPG provides free semi-open world exploration, procedurally generated dungeons, with the option to choose tactical objectives. The title sets to have a non-linear path, and it's a blend of XCOM and Divinity, but unlike its CRPG counterparts, it won't rely on RNG, but the player's tactical prowess to win the game. Dark Envoy is expected to release sometime in 2023. As with all news that's mentioned in this video, if you want more details, click the link in the description below. Liza P seems to be getting close to finishing up its development, as the game's director Choi Ji-won shares more on the process. According to the developer, the game is getting much closer to that finish line. Back in August, an interview between Round 8 Studio and the publication 4Gamer shared that the game had reached around the 70% completion mark, but now it's reportedly in its final stretch. This leaves mostly bug fixing and polishing to be done. In case you missed it, Liza P is an intriguing title that follows P, or Pinocchio, as he quests to find his maker Geppetto. While the game does follow the story written by Carlo Collodi, it has a much darker tale to spin in this action RPG adaptation. The game seems to take on some Bloodborne inspiration as well as some Bioshock. Combat involves an array of weapons, including wielding swords, mauls, and even uses his left hand to unleash bolts of electricity using the Legion Fulminus, as he takes down mechanical monstrosities. Liza P will be released on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Xbox Game Pass in 2023. This week we also got news about Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming to Steam. Previously only available on Ubisoft Connect and the Epic Game Store, Assassin's Creed Valhalla gains another way to play on PC next month. The action RPG heads to Steam on December 6th. You can now actually check out the Steam page, which is now live, which details that you will need a Ubisoft Connect account in order to play. But this isn't the only Ubisoft title to be coming to the platform. The likes of the city builder strategy game Anno 1800 and the free-to-play sports title Roller Champions are also getting released on the platform, but no announced dates as of yet for those. Valhalla joins other titles in the franchise, including Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Valhalla was first released in November 2020, introducing the world of the Vikings following Eivor. He follows his brother to invade new lands during the 9th century, taking them to Britain, with plenty to explore and taking more of an RPG-based approach in this entry. Valhalla swooped in with some stunning visuals and was one of the best games of 2020 according to our senior editor Kaz, who gave a positive review of the Viking adventure. The title has also received post-launch content since then, which included DLCs Wrath of the Druids, The Siege of Paris, and most recently Dawn of Ragnarok, which released in March of this year. If you're planning to pick up the game on Steam when it releases on December 6th, be sure to drop by our wiki for all your Viking needs and check out our beginner guide as well. It's award season, with plenty of awards being given out to celebrate this year's amazing releases. It should come as no surprise that one of the major titles has just bagged itself 4 awards, plus another awarded to the studio behind the game. Elden Ring has snagged titles Best Visual Design, Best Multiplayer Game, Critics' Choice Award, and the Ultimate Game of the Year at the Golden Joystick Awards. On top of these 4 wins on the 40th anniversary of the awards, From Software gained Studio of the Year, which means a total of 5 wins. The action RPG had 5 nominations, which included being nominated for PlayStation Game of the Year, but lost out to the cat stealth title Stray. Other contenders for Ultimate Game of the Year included Horizon, God of War Ragnarok, as well as Neon White. With fierce competition lining the nominees this year, congratulations to FromSoft on gaming what looks to be the first round of wins. Next month will be the Game Awards 2022, which already has Elden Ring placed as a nominee in 6 categories. Who is your favourite game of the year? I mean, do we really have to ask? Let us know in the comments below. In more Elden Ring news, the Kickstarter board game has already smashed through its original goal tenfold. Elden Ring the board game is doing extremely well on its Kickstarter campaign. The 40 to 90 hour tabletop has already received pledges over $2,032,000 at the time this video was recorded. It's still under a week to go, so if you wish to back it, now's the time. The Lands Between and the Lowly Tarnished are getting a physical representation thanks to Steamforged Games Ltd, who are definitely no strangers to converting video games into tabletop experiences. Players will begin their perilous journey at Limgrave, and instead of a fixed adventure, will face a world that will unfold on a grid-based board. Some of the miniatures have already been revealed and are done in beautiful detail. The Elden Ring board game combat will be done without the usage of the traditional dice. Instead, the randomness, attacks and whatnot will be done purely through card decks. The game is estimated to be delivered by May 2024. The latest entry in the main games, Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, have managed to sell 10 million copies in just the first 3 days of its release according to Nintendo. This makes it the company's biggest launch in that particular time period. That's not to say it hasn't received its fair share of criticism as well as praise. The game's performance on the Switch has left a lot to be desired, fueling a ton of bug memes, and I'm not referring to the Pokemon type. This has even caused some players to demand refunds according to Polygon. Despite its rough edges, the gameplay has added a number of features allowing players to team up in raids and even co-op together in the open world. The turn-based RPG takes a new direction, having an open world experience and adding legendary mounts Corridon and Mirrodon. There are also the additions of new combat mechanics such as terrestrialized forms that give boosts to battles. Did you pick up the game? What are your thoughts on this Pokemon entry so far? Let us know in the comments below. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet released exclusively on Nintendo Switch on November 18th of this year. If you're preparing to revisit The Witcher 3 this December or planning to toss a coin to your Witcher for the first time, CD Projekt Red have unveiled some of the upgrades that are coming with this next-gen version, as well as the Netflix DLC. A new trailer was released this week sharing with Witcher fans that they can enjoy 4K textures, ray tracing features, improved gameplay experience, 60 FPS mode, as well as cloud saves. There's also a new photo mode as well. Essentially, all HD textures have also gotten a boost, meaning characters, monsters, and environments such as grass and clouds are getting extra details. A recent tweet also confirmed that the audio has been enhanced, meaning a full all-around upgraded experience. But it isn't just the visuals and audio getting the upgrade treatment. A new feature called Quickcast will allow players to assign spells to certain buttons. CDPR have also added cross-progression support for all previous gen players, which means you can now continue a Witcher journey on any preferred platform. While the devs haven't gone into all the nitty-gritty details of what the Netflix content will entail, they have given more of an outline. In case you've been living under a sizable boulder, the Witcher Netflix series has been instrumental in the resurgence of Witcher 3 players. So much so that the show is getting its own content in the game. The Netflix crossover will add new quests, swords, armor, and other items. Will you be playing the upgraded version on December 14th? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.